Chapter 1: The Arrival of the Rebate System. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Brain storage plays smiley face. It's all done if you feel comfortable. Brother Chen, hurry up, hurry up. You little slut, I'm here to satisfy you. An indescribable sound suddenly came from the radio system of Imperial University. Yi Fan walked into the school gate with his tired body after a day of internship, and was completely stunned when he heard the sound. This voice clearly belongs to his girlfriend Su Peipei. And the brother Chen she was talking about was none other than Shenhao, the second-generation rich man in the school who was famous for being arrogant and domineering. Oh my god! Su Peipei is actually so good at doing such a thing in the school broadcast room. Have you seen that boy who stayed there? He is Yi Fan. Our school is famous for being a licking dog. He has been chasing Su Peipei for 4 years. The two have only been together for a month. Unexpectedly, Su Peipei put such a thing on him. Big cuckold. The sound in the speakers became more and more intense, and the students who were coming and going couldn't help but watch Yi Fan discuss, their eyes may be filled with pity, ridicule, or gloating that has nothing to do with themselves. Yi Fan knew that in the past few years when he was pursuing Su Peipei, he was often jokingly called a dog licker, but he always thought that as long as his feelings were true and the final result was good, it wouldn't matter if the process looked a little embarrassing. So when Su Peipei finally agreed to be his girlfriend, he didn't know how happy he was. What about being a dog licker? At least he licked it. For the future of the two of them, Yi Fan quickly found an internship in a company while there were no courses in his senior year. He endured the disgusting team leader's dispatch and difficulties every day, just to gain more experience and wife certificate for himself. Unexpectedly, Su Peipei would do such a disgusting thing behind his back. Yi Fan wanted to rush to the broadcast room immediately and ask her why, but in the face of the sudden impact, his body could not move. After a while, the sound of a lighter came over the radio. Does your boyfriend know you're so naughty? Yi Fan. That poor guy who couldn't even buy me an LV bag after we got together. He doesn't deserve to have me. Of course, my body can only be enjoyed by you, Mr. Chen. Brother Chen, you are the best. I really like the Chanel bag you gave me. The annoying voice continued to come from the radio. Only then did Yi Fan finally understand that everything was for money. Yes, how can a person with no background or capital compare to a rich second generation who was born with a silver spoon in his mouth? People can easily make the goddess they lick take the initiative to embrace her, but as a licking dog, not only will I get nothing in the end, but I will also be disgusted again. As if to express injustice for Yi Fan, the sky where the sun was still dazzling just now suddenly became covered with dark clouds, and huge thunder sounded. When everyone saw this, they ran quickly to take shelter from the rain. Yi Fan stood there and raised his head, only to see a bolt of lightning striking straight at him. It turns out that if you are a dog licker, you will really get struck by lightning. A thunder struck accurately at Yi Fan's feet, and then a mechanical sound sounded in his mind. Ding! A host has been detected that matches the Shenhao rebate system. Binding the system. 1%, 2%, 3%. Congratulations to the host for successful binding. System. A must-have golden finger for a better life. It's coming. The joy of escaping from death and the arrival of the system made Yi Fan's heart suddenly clear. With the system in place, what else can I do to lick the dog? Of course, I want to start a beautiful life and enjoy it. His past youth was like feeding a dog. In the future, he will live only for himself, and he will do whatever makes him feel comfortable. Feeling that the host consciousness is enlightened, this system is about to introduce itself. This system is a Shenhao rebate system. As long as the host makes consumption behavior, you can get 2 to 100 times cash rebate. In addition, if the host spends money on a woman whose appearance is higher than 90 points, a critical hit reward may be triggered. The circulation of rebates and rewards in real society is legal and reasonable. Please feel free to use them. Yi Fan nodded, and the systematic introduction was clear and easy to understand. I just didn't expect that the critical hit reward must be consumed by women to trigger it, but this time, he will not treat any woman with a flattering attitude. If you can spend it, if you can't, just take the next one. Anyway, It's all just for rewards. At this time, because the gossip in the broadcast room had spread in the school, Yi Fan received an explanation text message from Su Peipei. Yi Fan, Shenhao and I were just rehearsing a sitcom. Don't listen to other people's nonsense. Otherwise, I will be angry if you wrongly accuse me. I happen to be hungry after rehearsal. Please help me get some baked rice and deliver it to my dormitory. I want the one with lobster meat. The moment Yi Fan saw the message, he almost spit it out. Is Su Peipei really used to treating him as a big enemy? He did such a thing and still had the nerve to pretend that she was going to be angry. Want to eat or drink with a shy face? Fuck you. Yi Fan really felt that he had been bowed down before, and he held such a bowed woman in his hands as a treasure. He decisively typed the word go in the dialog box and sent it, and immediately blocked Su Peipei. After the operation, Yi Fan suddenly felt refreshed. In order to test the rebate function of the system, Yi Fan went to the school canteen and bought a pack of tissues. Ding. After spending 1 yuan, congratulations to the host for triggering a 10 times rebate and getting a rebate of 10 yuan. Immediately, the mobile phone received the bank card payment information. Woohoo. The system is indeed real. Yi Fan was excited when a gurgling sound suddenly came from his stomach. He almost forgot about it. Because of those bad things just now, he hasn't eaten anything since he got off work, but now that there is a system, how can we not eat something good? Thinking this, Yi Fan quickly walked to a big hotel near the school. On the other side, Su Peipei was lying in Shenhao's arms. When she saw the word go sent by Yi Fan, her face was full of disbelief. She had already handed the other party the steps first. How dare Marquis do this to her? If she hadn't bought something for herself for his scholarship, she wouldn't have bowed her head and explained to this bitch. She was so angry that she was about to send dozens of angry messages complaining about how sad Yi Fan made her, but a big red exclamation mark appeared directly on the page. Did he block me? Why should he? Su Peipei's eyes immediately turned red. Brother Chen, Yi Fan bullied me. You must help me teach him a lesson next time you see him. Don't worry, if he dares to mess with my woman, I guarantee he won't be able to eat it and walk around. That the entrance of the imperial capital Jinjiang Hotel is filled with all kinds of luxury cars and supercars. This is one of the top high-end restaurants in the imperial capital. The price of each dish starts at 1,000 yuan, and the ingredients used are freshly flown in from all over the world every day. Jinjiang service awareness has also been well cultivated. When Yi Fan walked in, the hotel manager in a well-fitting suit came up to greet him with a smile, without any possible difficulty as he imagined. Sir, are you having dinner? How many are there? 1 person, just give me a 1 yuan single-person meal, and then I want to pay first. Okay. Yi Fan had already checked the guide before coming, and ordered a single set meal directly. The current deposit in his card is only 2 to 3 yuan that he has saved over the years, so the most important thing is to make rebates first to bulge up his wallet. Chapter 2 The School Beauty with 95 Points of Beauty. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Okay, the supervisor politely replied. Yi Fan handed over his bank card, and the 1 yuan was spent in an instant. Ding. After spending 1 yuan, congratulations to the host for triggering a 100-fold rebate and receiving a rebate of 100 million yuan. What? The highest level of 100 times rebate was directly triggered in one go. Yi Fan was so excited that he almost couldn't hold his phone steady. After just the second rebate, I have already joined the ranks of millions of people. This is a promising future. While sitting on the exquisite small table next to the floor-to-ceiling window and waiting for the food, Yi Fan thought about extra rewards. The only girl Yi Fan Zhenger has ever chased is Su Peipei, so he doesn't know much about the appearance of a girl with a face value above 90 points. She has to be a school beauty, right? Hello sir, here are your appetizers of foie gras and smoked salmon. Suddenly, a pair of jade hands as white as tender lotus roots appeared in Yi Fan's sight holding dishes. Why does this voice sound familiar? Yi Fan moved his eyes upward and saw a familiar face. The palm-sized oval face has delicate and three-dimensional facial features, coupled with the cool white complexion. The woman looks so beautiful even in ordinary work clothes that she seems to be in another dimension than others. Jiro. Are you working part-time here? Song Jiro is Yi Fan's sophomore junior sister in the school's film club, and she is also one of the 4 famous campus beauties at Imperial University, but because of her usually solitary character, she had almost no friends at school, and Yi Fan only met her by chance during social gatherings. Yi Fan did hear that her family's situation was not very good before, but he didn't expect that she was so hard that she had to work in a restaurant at night. Song Jiro was also surprised when she saw Mark Jean Taiyuan's consumption level is not something that ordinary college students can afford. One dish will cost nearly a month's living expenses, and she has always heard that this senior has a hard time chasing his girlfriend. Why is he here alone today? Although confused, Song Jiro still maintained her do-work quality. Yes, thank you for your concern, senior brother. I'm still at work. You have your meal first. If you need anything, call me anytime. However, Yi Fan didn't want to let Song Jiro go so soon. He intuitively felt that the beauty score of such a beauty should be above 90 points, if this is the case, then she means more to him than just a junior sister. Just as Yi Fan was thinking, a smart blue value panel suddenly appeared right above Song Jiro, the number above kept soaring, and finally settled at 95. It is detected that a woman with a beauty score of 95 appears on the scene. The host can spend money on her to trigger a critical hit reward. I didn't expect Song Jiro's appearance score to be so high. Yi Fan quickly stopped her and said, Jiro, why don't you stay and eat together? Just think of it as catching up with old times. Song Jiro was a little stunned when she heard this. Senior brother, thank you for your kindness, but our rules here are very strict. We are not allowed to eat and chat with guests at work. Let's eat again next time when we have a chance. Rules are dead, people are alive. Don't worry, I won't make it difficult for you. After Yi Fan finished speaking, he immediately called the hotel manager. Hello, I want to recharge my membership card. After recharging, can I have dinner with my classmates? The hotel manager looked at Song Jiro and immediately showed a look of understanding. Sure, sir, it's just that the starting amount for recharging our Jean Taiyuan membership card is relatively high, at least 50, and the balance of the membership card is non-refundable and non-transferable. Before the hotel manager finished speaking, Yi Fan took out his bank card and said, Okay, then give me 100 million first. What did you say? 100 million, the hotel manager almost thought he heard wrongly, although he didn't look down on Yi Fan. Judging from Yi Fan's dress, it was obvious that he was just an ordinary college student. When he came to dine just now, the supervisor only thought that he had saved up money for a long time before he came to indulge in a meal. Unexpectedly, this young man immediately took out 100 million and said he wanted to top up his membership card. Although their hotels serve relatively wealthy guests, however, few customers can spend 50 in cash to top up their membership cards, let alone those who have to top up 100 million upon arrival. How rich do you have to be to spend like this? The hotel manager smiled from ear to ear when he thought about his commission. Sir, I will apply for a membership card for you right now. Jiro, you can rest assured to eat here. You don't have to work tonight, and your salary will still be counted. Song Jiro was already stunned when Yi Fan reported 100 million. Why is this senior brother completely different from the one in the legend? At this time, Song Jiro was still praying that Yi Fan was just bragging. Otherwise, with her little heart, it would be difficult for her to bear to eat on the same table with a person of such wealth. However, after a while, the hotel manager smiled and handed a crystal card to Yi Fan. Ding! After spending 100 million, congratulations to the host for triggering a 7 times rebate and receiving a rebate of 700 million. Yi Fan curled up the corners of his mouth almost inaudibly. Other people's money is a waste, while his money is a 100% profitable investment. This feels so good. Mr. Yi, I have already recharged your membership card. Look, what else do you need now? Give Miss Song one of each of the most expensive signature dishes in the store. There is no way, in order to trigger valuable critical hit rewards as much as possible, now Yi Fan can only pretend to order food. Senior brother Yi, you don't have to spend so much money. At this time, Song Jiro no longer had to act like a waiter, and was suddenly knocked back to her original introverted and socially fearful self by Yi Fan's arrogance. A nervous blush crept onto her fair cheeks. and her embarrassment made her purse her delicate red lips until they were almost invisible. This was the first time that Yi Fan had seen her show such a vivid expression. You know, Song Jiro was a school beauty with a cold face who was famous for not being approached by strangers in school. It seems that this is just a deliberate disguise to keep distance from others. This is obviously a very cute girl. When the dishes were all served, Song Jiro still wanted to shirk it, but Yi Fan directly put down his tableware and spread it out, looking like he was full. Oh, I didn't expect that the single-person set meal would fill up my stomach. Jiro, these new dishes are all thanks to you. Song Jiro naturally knew the value of these vegetables. It would be a huge sin for a hard-working person like her to watch these vegetables go to waste. She had no choice but to start eating the food with big mouthfuls, her cheeks bulging like a cute little hamster. Mark, on the other hand, watched her eat and helped her add vegetables to her bowl from time to time, for fear that she would eat less. Song Jiro always felt that something was strange. She felt like she was like a pig and spirited away, and senior brother Yi was the feeder who deliberately wanted to fatten her up. Is this a hobby of rich people? She doesn't understand. When they were almost done eating, Yi Fan called the supervisor to settle separate accounts for the subsequent dishes. He was very curious whether Song Jiro could bring him any unexpected gains. Chapter 3 Obtain 70% of Jinjiang Group's shares. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ding! It was detected that the host was a good-looking woman with a score of 95 and spent 10 yuan, triggering a critical hit reward. Congratulations to the host for acquiring 60% of the shares of Jinjiang Group. Yi Fan's eyes suddenly lit up after hearing the announcement. Jinjiang Group. Isn't that the big owner behind this hotel? It not only owns high-end brand hotels like Jin Taiyuan, but also operates 3 core businesses: hotels, tourism, and passenger transportation, with a total market value of nearly 500 billion yuan. Yi Fan has now become a major shareholder, and the dividends paid every quarter will definitely be a large amount. This is much more efficient than using cash to get cash back. Unexpectedly, Song Jiro would bring him such a big reward all at once. Now, no matter what, he couldn't let this little junior sister go easily. Yi Fan unconsciously stared at Song Jiro, whose face quickly turned red like a tomato. Senior brother Yi is too weird today. He suddenly showed off his inhumane spending power and ordered so many dishes to feed her like crazy. What does he mean? Just when Yi Fan was looking for another chance to spend money with Song Jiro, a phone call suddenly came in. Hello, is this Mr. Yi Fan? Hello, Mr. Yi, I am Wu Jun, General Manager of Jinjiang Group. I have received the information that you have absolute control of the group. Is it convenient for you to go through the handover procedures now? That when Yi Fan heard this, he glanced at Song Jiro, who was sitting obediently. He intuitively felt that if he didn't hurry up and get acquainted with such a naive girl today, it might be difficult to find an opportunity to ask her out and spend money in the future. I'm free on time, but I can't walk very far right now. Okay, can you send someone over there? I happen to be at the Jin Taiyuan Hotel under our group, this one near Taito University. No problem, Mr. Yi. I'll call the staff from the finance department to come with me right away. Please wait a moment, and I'll tell the general manager over there, Chen Difu, to arrange a private box for you. Okay, then I'll wait for you to come over. Song Jiro couldn't help but feel more and more surprised when she heard the words our group in Yi Fan's conversation and the occasional Mr. Yi on the phone. The real strength of senior brother Yi in front of him seemed to be much more unfathomable than what he showed on the surface. She couldn't help but secretly observe Mark. Sensing Song Jiro's careful gaze, Yi Fan curved his lips and said, Junior sister Jiro, are you interested in me? Yi Fan's deliberately joking words made Song Jiro blush immediately and her speech became hesitant. No. Senior brother, please stop making fun of me. The surge in net worth suddenly gave Yi Fan unlimited confidence. In the past, he had only dared to pay silently for the woman he liked. He had never dared to think of saying flirtatious words to a girl as freely as he did now. It turns out that when the material foundation is met, everything can become so easy. Yi Fan brought some more vegetables to Song Jiro, thinking about asking her to go out later to buy her something to get a reward. At this time, a sarcastic voice suddenly sounded from behind Yi Fan. Yi Fan. Is this also a place where you can come? Hearing this voice, Yi Fan knew without looking back that the person coming was Su Peipei who betrayed him. At this time, Su Peipei was wearing the dress that Yi Fan had worked hard to make money to give her, and she was holding Shenhao, who was wearing a suit, with an arrogant look. When they saw that the person sitting opposite Yi Fan was actually the school beauty Song Jiro, the two people's originally extremely proud faces began to look a little ugly. Su Peipei was originally angry because Mark blocked her in the afternoon, but now that she saw him eating with Song Jiro, she felt even more jealous. Oh, you are really capable. You know how to borrow money from others and come here to pretend to be rich and flirt with girls. I say junior sister Song, you better not be deceived by such a poor guy. Su Peipei seemed to be thinking about Song Jiro, but in fact she was just dissatisfied that her licking dog went to lick other women, and she is a woman who is so much more beautiful than her. Listening to Su Peipei's harsh words, which were deliberately looking for trouble, Yi Fan didn't feel much anger in his heart at the moment, but felt a little more grateful, because he knew that he was no longer the same Yi Fan, who had nothing before. At the same time, he was extremely lucky that he saw the true face of this woman before embarking on the bright road. He was just about to ask his supervisor to drive away these two uninvited guests, when he saw Song Jiro, who had been sitting quietly in her seat, speaking to Su Peipei with a firm expression. Senior sister Su, senior brother Yi is not the kind of person you said. As soon as these words came out, all three people looked surprised. Yi Fan felt even more moved in his heart. This girl obviously didn't dare to talk to people herself, but she actually started talking for him directly. Shenhao, who had been standing aside, clenched his fists unconsciously when he saw this scene. In fact, when Shenhao saw Song Jiro just now, his eyes did not leave her for half a step. When he was at school, he chased Song Jiro for who knows how long. However, she never gave him a look, so Shenhao turned around and chased Su Peipei, who was easy to handle. As a result, now Yi Fan can actually have dinner face to face with the goddess he misses so much. It was obvious that this boy's girlfriend had just been snatched away by him. How could he, a stinky loser, deserve to chat and laugh with the school belle? Thinking of what Su Peipei had asked him to vent his anger for her before, Shenhao narrowed his eyes. Now he had to humiliate Mark in front of these two women. Shenhao adjusted his suit, put on a graceful look and said, Classmate Yi Fan, you may rarely come to high-end restaurants like this, so you don't know. You need to wear formal attire to dine here. Although you and I are classmates, for the sake of the brand image of Jin Taiyuan restaurant, I'm afraid I still have to ask you out. Listening to Shenhao's fake words, Yi Fan sneered lightly. What if I say, I don't? And classmate Chen, Jin Taiyuan's supervisor didn't say there was anything wrong with me just now, so in what capacity are you blaming me? Shenhao didn't expect that Yi Fan would directly contradict his words, and he felt a little confused for a moment. After a moment, he chose to suppress his anger and shook his head with an expression like an ignorant child. Yi Fan, I don't want to brag, but to be honest, Chen Difu, the general manager of Jin Taiyuan, is my uncle. I'm usually half the master here, and I naturally have to manage some of the hotel's affairs. So, I hope you won't embarrass yourself too much. After Shenhao said sternly, he immediately pressed the service bell and wanted to ask the security guard to throw Yi Fan out directly. Chapter 4 Yi Fan is the largest shareholder. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yi Fan took a leisurely sip of the red wine in the glass and slowly raised his eyes to look at Shenhao with a dead look. He had heard before that Shenhao had always relied on his family's good conditions and several capable relatives to be a domineering person in school, but I didn't expect that there would be help from General Manager Jin Taiyuan. Hotel Manager Fan Hua received the service bell and rushed over immediately. Hello, Mr. Chen. Do I need to arrange a seat for you? No. Director Fan, how can you let people in without formal clothes? Now that this person is unwilling to cooperate and leave on his own, please call some security guards over quickly. Fan Hua looked at the customer who was accused by Shenhao and realized that this was the customer who had just recharged a large amount of membership card. The current situation seems to be that my young master has a personal grudge with someone else. But Kim Tae-won doesn't have any discriminatory rules that require guests to wear formal attire. What's more, this is a big customer with a charge of 1 million, he can't afford to offend anyone. He looked at Shenhao and then at Yi Fan. He was sweating profusely and anxious and didn't know what to do. Director Fan, are you deaf? Didn't you hear what I said? Believe it or not, I will tell my uncle directly about the good things you did. Shenhao was already so angry at Yi Fan's calmness, but now that he saw Fan Hua disobeying his orders, he simply didn't want to pretend anymore and showed his face as a bully. At this time, a dusty figure appeared, heading straight towards the group of people with vigorous and powerful steps. Uncle, you came just in time. Fan Hua has gone against the grain. I am managing the hotel's internal affairs but he doesn't listen to my orders. Shenhao quickly stepped forward to complain to Chen Difu, however, Chen Difu didn't even look at him. He walked directly past him and respectfully came to Yi Fan, and bowed deeply. Everyone who saw this scene was stunned. What's happening here? Why did the dignified general manager Jin Taiyuan bow to Yi Fan? Before anyone could react, Chen Difu shouted to Yi Fan angrily. Mr. Yi. Yi Fan calmly nodded towards Chen Difu, and the people around him were confused again. Uncle, did you admit the wrong person? This is a stinky loser in our school. How can he be the president? That's right, Manager Chen. I just broke up with this person. I know this person's net worth and morals best. You definitely got the wrong person. Su Peipei added after Chen Hao's words. After all, Chen Difu is an old fox. He immediately realized from the words of the two of them that his incompetent nephew was causing trouble this time to the Tai Sui master. This bastard, he usually lets him pretend as much as he likes, but why is he so careless that he offends his own boss? Just now he was thinking that he would have to curry favor with Mark when he saw him, but now it would be great if he didn't end up in this situation. Yi Fan, you're still here, right? Who are you to make my uncle bow? If you don't get up, get out of here. Shenhao became angry when he saw Yi Fan's calm appearance, and immediately shouted that he would go up and pull Yi Fan away. However, the next second, Chen Difu turned around and slapped Shenhao hard. Shut up! The slaps and roars were so loud that everyone in the hotel followed the sound and looked over. The person in front of you is Mr. Yi Fan, the largest shareholder of our Jinjiang Group. Who gave you the audacity to yell at Mr. Yi? As soon as Chen Difu said these words, the entire audience fell into shocked silence. Shenhao covered his cheeks that were so hot from being slapped, his eyes full of disbelief. How is this possible? Yi Fan, he is the largest shareholder of Jinjiang Group. This makes absolutely no sense. If that's the case, why wouldn't Su Peipei follow him? But my uncle has no reason to lie. Su Peipei was so shocked that she was petrified. Could it be that Yi Fan was just pretending to be poor before? Then wouldn't it be that I picked up sesame seeds and lost a watermelon? Her heavily made-up face was now filled with unwilling regret. Other guests in the hotel also craned their necks to look at Mark in curiosity. Becoming the largest shareholder of Jinjiang Group at such a young age. Isn't that great? Young talents like this are the most popular. I really want to ask for WeChat. Don't even think about it. Have you seen the fairy-like girl across from me? Only a beauty like that is worthy of a boss with such a wealth. Although Song Jiro was mentioned, she was also surprised by Yi Fan's true identity. However, because she had seen Yi Fan's heroic gesture of spending 1 million with a wave of his hand just now, her performance at this moment was relatively calm. Chen Difu carefully observed Yi Fan's face while pulling Shenhao over. Mr. Yi. I'm really sorry that my nephew was ignorant and bumped into you. I'll ask him to apologize to you now. You kid, why don't you apologize to Mr. Yi quickly? Shenhao was still in unbelievable shock at this moment, and could only let Chen Difu pull him and bow his head obediently to Mark. Mr. Yi, yes, I'm sorry. Yi Fan picked up the wet wipes and wiped his hands, ignoring Shenhao's apology. If an apology is to be useful, what else do you need the police to do? He had already thought of how to deal with these two uncles and nephews. Shenhao's natural attitude in the hotel just now showed that he was used to doing whatever he wanted with Jin Taiyuan, without Chen Difu's usual acquiescence. How could he be so arrogant? And now that Jin Taiyuan is his own property, his hotel will never allow this kind of thing to happen again. Yi Fan glanced at Chen Haoan's body bent at 90 degrees, turned around and pointed at Fan Hua who was standing beside him. Director Fan, you will be the general manager of Jin Taiyuan from now on. Ah. Me, Mr. Yi? Fan Hua asked excitedly. Mr. Yi, what do you mean? Chen Difu asked in a panic. What I mean is that you have been fired. Fan Hua is promoted to general manager, and then Miss Song Jiro will take over the position of supervisor. That when Song Jiro heard this, her confused eyes suddenly widened, and she quickly waved her hands and said that she couldn't do it. Don't worry, just do it if I say you can. Yi Fan comforted softly. Ever since Song Jiro chose to work on her own to support herself, coupled with her blushing temperament, Yi Fan knew that this girl was not a money worshipper, so now Yi Fan can only use promotion to keep her stable, and then slowly develop feelings. Otherwise, if he just spent money on her, she would probably be so scared that she would turn around and run away. When the boss talks, he always says the right thing. Chen Difu knew that there was no room for turning around, so he could only drag Chen Haoan away in despair. Su Peipei wanted to follow, but Chen Haoan slapped her hard before she could even reach her arm. Damn it, if it weren't for you, I would have kicked Mark's iron plate. Get out of here, bitch. Su Peipei covered her red and swollen face in grievance, and turned around to see Mark Yi treating Song Jiro with tenderness. Her eyes were red with jealousy. Why? Obviously before, Yi Fan only had eyes for himself. She didn't believe that Mark would really have no feelings for her at all now. Since Chen Haoan no longer wants her, she must find a chance to return to Mark. Chapter 5 Brother Fan, please have some tea. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Su Peipei turned around and rushed over to ask for Mark's forgiveness. Fan Hua, with quick eyesight and quick hands, immediately ordered several security guards to stop Su Peipei, pick him up and throw him out of the hotel. Ding. The hidden face-slapping mission was successful. Congratulations to the host for receiving a Koenigsegg Gemera worth 1,980 million yuan. The vehicle has been parked at the entrance of Jin Taiyuan Hotel. I wish the host a pleasant ride, good guy. It turns out there is a reward for being slapped in the face. A multi-million-dollar supercar is a symbol of successful people. Yi Fan touched the car keys that appeared out of thin air in his pocket, feeling so happy. Mr. Yi, the supreme box has been arranged for you. Please come this way. Fan Hua bowed respectfully and looked at Song Jiro again. Jiro, you go with Mr. Yi. The headquarters will send someone later. You are responsible for entertaining and serving several managers. Okay, Manager Fan. Song Jiro quickly stood up and returned to her professional service person appearance, leaning slightly to guide Yi Fan. Yi Fan glanced at Fan Hua appreciatively. As expected, he is a good judge of eyes. This new manager, he made the right choice. The two came to the supreme box, and Song Jiro invited Yi Fan to the main seat and gave him a cup of top-notch Dongting Biluakun. Mr. Yi, please have some tea. Jiro, you and I don't have to stick to these titles. Just call me Brother Fan. When Mark said this, Song Jiro's face immediately turned red again. He had no choice but to change his words in a low voice. Brother Fan, please have some tea. At this time, the person responsible for the handover procedures from Jinjiang Group arrived. General Manager Wu Jun walked into the box with 3 group financial personnel. When he saw Yi Fan himself, he couldn't help showing a surprised look on his face. Too young. Moreover, Mr. Yi himself is hundreds of times more powerful than he looks in the photos. Although Wu Jun has dealt with hundreds of industry bosses, facing such a young boss, he was a little unsure about the scale of interaction. He could only say respectfully and cautiously than before. Hello, Mr. Yi. Sorry to keep you waiting for so long. Next, I will report to you the group's business deployment plan for this year and the profits of each project so far. Okay, you can start. Yi Fan said in an easygoing tone. Mark's attitude made Wu Jun feel more relaxed. Just as he was about to start reporting, he glanced at Song Jiro who was standing aside. Song Jiro understood and prepared to leave the box. She doesn't have to go, she's on her own. Just say so. Yi Fan was speaking to Wu Jun, but Song Jiro's little heart suddenly skipped a beat. Wu Jun nodded and began to introduce the internal affairs of Jinjiang Group to Yi Fan using PPT with several colleagues. 20 minutes later. Mr. Yi, the above is all the information reported by our Jinjiang Group. Based on your shareholding, your dividend this quarter is 15 billion yuan. Wu Jun said as he handed over a bank card with bright black luster to Yi Fan with both hands. Mr. Yi, this is Saya Bank's top-notch diamond card that has already received bonuses for you. Yi Fan took the diamond card. The high-end quality of the card body fully reflected the noble status of the owner. This is a real 1.5 billion. Although Yi Fan expected that his dividends would not be small, when the money turned into a specific amount and was held in his hand, he couldn't help but tremble in his heart. The most important thing is that he realizes that what he will have in the future is far more than this. Song Jiro, who was standing aside, almost screamed out in surprise when she heard the terrifying number. Today, senior brother Yi has completely refreshed her understanding of him. Although they are of the same age, he has already reached the top of the pyramid early. Waves of admiration surged up in her heart unconsciously. After the handover procedures were completed, Wu Jun left with his colleagues. Song Jiro also happened to be off work, so Yi Fan proposed to take her back to school with him. The two came to Jin Taiyuan's door, and Yi Fan pressed the car key. Among a dozen luxury cars, the headlights of a particularly eye-catching silver-gray sports car suddenly lit up. The scissor doors on both sides lift up cleanly, and the fierce appearance shows an extraordinary domineering look. As the first sports car in his life, Yi Fan has to say that it is so cool. After the two got in the car, Yi Fan drove straight to Imperial University. Yi Fan drove the car all the way to the open-air playground in the school. There is an open space here that can be used as a temporary parking lot for students. It was not too late at this time, so there were still many students on the playground exercising and walking. The moment the Koenigsegg Gemera appeared, everyone's eyes were attracted to it. Holy shit! Did I read that correctly? Someone in our school has already driven a sports car. It's so handsome. I've never seen a live supercar before. The roar is so ecstatic. A boy in the crowd who was familiar with all kinds of car information suddenly pulled away the crowd, looked at the approaching car, and excitedly educated the people present. Oh my god! This is actually Koenigsegg's first four-seater supercar Gemera. This car has a plug-in hybrid system consisting of a 2.0T three-cylinder engine and 3 electric motors. It only takes 0 seconds to accelerate from 100 to 1.9 kilometers per hour. Not to mention the price of this car is nearly 2,000 million yuan after it is packaged and put into production. What? This outrageous price immediately made the students watching take a breath of cold air. A sports car worth 2,000 million. How rich one must be to build something like this. To be able to afford a car of this price, the owner's net worth must be at least 1 billion, right? Everyone who originally just wanted to watch the excitement was now full of curiosity and stretched their necks to see clearly who was sitting in the car. Some have already picked up their mobile phones to take photos, and then posted the photos to the school forum for discussion. After visual inspection of the appropriate location, Yi Fan parked the car neatly with a flick of his tail. The scissor door rose, and Yi Fan got out of the car first. I'll go. Isn't this Yi Fan who licked the dog and ended badly? Didn't you say that he was betrayed by that scumbag Su Peipei because he was poor? Why is he driving such an expensive sports car now? Could it be that Yi Fan has been hiding his true identity before? Could he be a noble child of a famous family? As soon as this speculation came out, the girls present all had starry eyes, and they looked at Yi Fan with affectionate eyes. Actually, I thought Mark Yi Fan has an extraordinary temperament, handsome appearance, and is so infatuated. He is simply one of the few good men left in the world. That's right, I think so too. That the more the girls talked, the more excited they became. Some female classmates could no longer hold back and wanted to go up and ask for Yi Fan's contact information. At this time, Yi Fan walked to the passenger seat and stretched out his hand. Song Jiro took Yi Fan's arm and got out of the car. Her beautiful face and slim figure suddenly shocked everyone's emotions to a new level. Chapter 6 Confession Scene. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Song School Beauty. She got out of Mark's car. Didn't you say that Song's school beauty is not popular with everyone? In the past, the young men in our school sent flowers and money, but they didn't even get her WeChat account. Looking at it like this, Yifan has successfully captured Song's school beauty, that the boys present were heartbroken. Song Jiro, that is the peerless Qingnian that many boys can only watch from a distance but never play with. Unexpectedly, I would now sit in the passenger seat of Yifan, but looking at the financial resources displayed by Yifan in front of him, everything seemed so natural and reasonable. The female classmates who originally wanted to go up and ask Yifan for WeChat also stepped aside angrily. It's true that they have a good impression of Yifan, but when they see that their opponent is a peerless beauty like Song Jiro, how can they have the confidence to move forward? Feeling the attention of everyone, and some gossips turning on the flash to take pictures of them, Song Jiro lowered her head in fear. Upon seeing this, Yifan took off his coat and gently covered her head. Song Jiro looked up in surprise, and her little heart started to beat unconsciously. Ah, it's so romantic, it's so pleasing to see handsome men and beautiful women together. It's so sweet. The school beauty and the rich young man have their CP candy, they've got it, that the other students who were eating melon couldn't help but scream, and the two of them suddenly received more and more attention. Song Jiro was really shy. Senior brother Yi, thank you for sending me back. I remembered that my roommate asked me to get something for her, so I left first. After saying that, Song Jiro slipped away amidst the cheers. Halfway through the run, she realized that Mark's coat was still on her head, but she didn't dare to go back again. Then after cleaning it, I can find a chance to return it to senior brother Yi next time. Yifan looked at Song Jiro's fleeing back, and couldn't help but curl the corners of his mouth, and then walked towards the exit of the playground on the other side, preparing to go back to the dormitory. The lawn near the exit was crowded with people, and it looked very lively. Discussions came from several students rushing over there. I heard that the new, wealthy freshman classmate is confessing to Tao Sile over there. It seems like it's causing a big fight. Wow! There's so much excitement here every day. Let's go there quickly. Tao Sile. Yifan was very impressed by this name, not only because she is also one of the 4 campus beauties of Imperial University, but also because she is the only 2 campus beauties who are in the same class as Yifan and are both seniors now. There is no reason for Yifan to miss out on such a beautiful woman of the same age. Following the direction of the crowd, Yifan also arrived near the confession scene. The school beauty is indeed the school beauty. With just one glance, Yifan saw the particularly dazzling presence in the center of the crowd. Tao Sile is currently wearing a high ponytail full of youthful vitality and an Adidas sports headband on her head. The peach buttocks trained by fitness are fuller and rounder under the sports shorts, and the warm and white legs are full of curves. She looks like a beautiful sports girl with a strong sense of vitality. However, Tao Sile's expression showed a bit of impatience at this time. She was running on the track to exercise, but suddenly a junior student appeared with a group of people and wanted to confess to her. People in work clothes blocked her path, and then placed candles and flowers on the ground. Originally, she was unhappy when her exercise was interrupted, but seeing that it was still such an old-fashioned way of confessing, Tao Sile quickly bowed her head to Lu Gaoyuan, who was about to confess, and tried several times to leave. Sister Tao. Just give me 5 minutes. In 5 minutes you will understand what I mean. Understand how much I love you. Lu Gaoyuan stood in front of Tao Sile with flowers and refused to let her go. Don't you see that people don't want to talk to you? In front of everyone, is it interesting for you to keep a girl and prevent her from leaving? Yifan walked straight to the confession scene and spoke out to help Tao Sile. Who are you? Do you, an outsider, have to deal with me and my senior sister? Lu Gaoyuan was suddenly interrupted by Yifan. His expression was one of displeasure. And these confession arrangements were specially commissioned by the Love for Life company. Do you know how much these cost? But it's actually not much, only 5 yuan. Lu Gaoyuan said, pretending not to care. What? This junior actually spent 5 yuan on just one confession. It's so irritating that people are more popular than each other. The school beauty Tao has spent 50,000 yuan on this Kuo even before she gets together. Then if they get together in the future, won't they just give her bags and luxury goods? That's right. I'm so envious of the school beauty Tao. How come no rich young man likes me? That the students who were watching suddenly started discussing with envy. Lu Gaoyuan was very happy when he heard these words. He deliberately revealed the expenditure to achieve this effect. For these poor students, 5 yuan is a huge sum of money. This will not only slap the guy who came to ruin his good deeds, but also leave an image to Tao Sile that he is rich and willing to pay for her. It is simply killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Good luck to you. I won't argue with you about the damage caused by entering my venue. Just leave as quickly as possible. Lu Gaoyuan put on a magnanimous look, but his eyes were filled with contempt for Mark, who did not know his own abilities. However, Yi Fan not only did not step back, but instead took a few steps forward and said to several staff members who were making arrangements. It's only 5 yuan, right? Then I'll pay you 10 times the price, and you can pack up everything and leave. You're laughing so hard, I'll give you 10 times the price. Brother, it's boring if you keep pretending here. Hearing Yi Fan's words, Lu Gaoyuan couldn't help laughing. This person is so good at showing off. 5 times 10 is 50. Even the richest friends around him may not be able to mobilize so much cash flow immediately. How could this guy in front of him, who even wears brand name clothes, come up with such a large sum of money? The staff took a look at Yi Fan and felt that he didn't look like a rich man, so he turned around and put up candles. Tao Sile felt a little sorry. After all, this boy was doing it for himself. Although she also felt that Mark's words were exaggerated, she really didn't want him to be laughed at in the end because of his own affairs. Tao Sile thought for a while, and was about to step forward to let Lu Gaoyuan start confessing, and quickly let this matter go, but a hand suddenly grabbed her, and when she looked back, Yi Fan shook his head gently at her, then took out his mobile phone and scanned the QR code of the Love for Life standing poster next to him. Zifubo has arrived, 50 yuan. The mechanical female announcement sounded throughout the audience. The originally noisy scene suddenly fell into silence. Immediately afterwards, there was a series of shocked gasps. Oh my God! What did I hear? 5. It's so terrifying, it's so terrifying. Are the prices of rich people different from us? Can 50 be spent casually? Everyone in the audience looked at Yi Fan, who was as calm as ever, in shock, with mixed emotions. Lu Gaoyuan was stunned, his mouth opened wide and he forgot to close it. Ding! Congratulations to the host for spending 93 yuan on a good-looking woman with a score of 50, triggering a critical hit reward. Congratulations to the host for getting a one-day villa in Yunhai worth 10 billion. Chapter 7 Just a Little Effort. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yi Fan exclaimed in his heart with some surprise. Originally, he thought that the 50 yuan could only be regarded as his own consumption, and he could just give it back as a profit. Unexpectedly, this can be counted as consumption for Tao Sile, and it also triggers a critical hit and gives him a villa. He had already heard of the name of Yunhai Yitian Villa. This is a top-notch mansion located in Jinyuan, the central villa area of the imperial capital. The entire villa covers an area of about 1,600 square meters, and the private courtyard covers an area of 2,000 square meters. Not to mention that you can overlook the unique viewing water area of about 40 meters from home, which is a luxury within a luxury. Yi Fan was in a good mood and decided to go see his new mansion early tomorrow morning. The staff of Love for Life over there also quickly flattered and said, "Sir, did you just ask us to clean up the place and leave immediately? Don't worry, we will immediately follow your request." After saying that, the staff immediately put out all the candles, folded the balloons, flowers and other items and threw them into garbage bags. How can you not be trustworthy? We have obviously signed a contract. No dismantling. No dismantling. Lu Gaoyuan did not expect that the employees of Love for Life only recognized money and not people. With the blessing of 50 yuan, the efficiency of destroying the scene was much higher. However, the staff ignored his wailing and asked instead, "Mr. Lu, if you want, you can offer a higher price than this gentleman, and we will restore it for you right away." Me. Lu Gaoyuan hesitated for a long time, but couldn't come up with a reason. Who would spend more than 50 yuan for a confession? Obviously he had never heard of any rich man in school pursuing Tao Sile before. I originally wanted to put on a good show and hug the beauty, but why did I encounter this problem? He was very unhappy with Mark in his heart, but he didn't dare to show it at all. After all, someone like him who can casually spend 50 yuan is definitely not something someone like him can afford to offend. After cleaning up, the staff left with large and small bags. You guys, don't leave if you can. Lu Gaoyuan quickly pretended to settle a score with them and chased them away from the embarrassing scene. Thank you. The crowd of spectators gradually dispersed, and Tao Sile immediately came to Mark and thanked him. She had very complicated feelings towards Mark at this time, and was curious and shocked at the same time. There were quite a few young men from rich families who were pursuing her in and out of school, but I didn't see any of them just throwing 50 yuan at her, and judging from Yifan's appearance, it seemed that he was just trying to help her out and had no other thoughts, which made Tao Sile even more interested in him. No, it's just a matter of effort. In addition to thanking Yifan, I have to thank Tao Sile for giving me a big villa. Exchange 50 for 10 billion, isn't that just a piece of cake? Hearing Yifan's words, Tao Sile's inner shock and curiosity became even stronger. 50 is said to be a piece of cake. How much is considered major bleeding? Tao Sile didn't dare to think about it, she just felt that the strength of the man opposite seemed to be a bit scary. But Tao Sile is not a timid woman. Compared to those previous men with strong goals, she had a much better impression of Mark. My name is Tao Sile, let's get to know each other. This is my WeChat account. Tao Sile showed the QR code on her phone, with a generous smile on her bright face. I'm Yifan. Yifan scanned the code neatly. Then we are friends now. If we have time in the future, we can make an appointment to exercise together, Tao Sile suggested. Cough. Sports. Yifan thought for a moment and said, okay, I'll do it next time. Back in the dormitory, before Yifan could sit down in his seat, he was stopped by his roommate Yang Zhenghao. Third brother, you just came back from outside. Did you see any sports cars? As Yang Zhenghao spoke, he was scrolling through the pictures on the campus forum. Looking at the shiny black sports car, his eyes were shining as if he was about to drool. What sports car? Let me see. The boss, Meng Guanghua, heard the sound and quickly moved over to look at Yang Zhenghao's mobile phone. There are 4 people in Yifan's dormitory, and everyone usually calls each other by their age. The eldest, Meng Guanghua, is a honest and loyal fat man. The second, Yang Zhenghao, likes to be clever, and the third, Yifan, is ordinary but good at studies. The fourth child, Huang Yu, is currently wearing headphones and concentrating on killing people in front of the computer. He is truly an internet-addicted boy. How come they are all college students, so how can they drive a car worth 2,000 million at such a young age? Yang Zhenghao's tone was full of unconcealable envy. As a car fan himself, he enlarged the picture, eager to see all the details inside. That's right. If I could drive a car like this around school, that would be so cool. Meng Guanghua also began to have daydreams. It's so irritating that people are so different from each other. Hey, third brother, did you see this Koenigsegg Gemera when you came back just now? Did you see who drove it? Yang Zhenghao showed the photo again and asked about Yifan. Now Yifan was really sure that what they were discussing was his new car. The dormitory is full of brothers and there is nothing to hide, Yifan replied happily. This car is mine. Pfft. Third brother, why did you suddenly make such a joke? Yang Zhenghao and Meng Guanghua couldn't help but laugh out loud. It wasn't because they were laughing, but because everyone knew about it. They knew Mark Yifan's conditions very well. He suddenly said that the 2,000 million car was his, and they couldn't think of any explanation other than joking. If you don't believe it, I'll take you for a ride some other time. It just so happens that my car is also a 4-seater, so it's big enough for you. Mark was too lazy to argue, so he casually made a suggestion. Yang Zhenghao and Meng Guanghua looked at each other and smiled but still didn't believe it. The former continued to scroll down the forum and suddenly saw a profile photo of the car owner. Why do these clothes and profile look more and more familiar to me? Meng Guanghua was also a little surprised when he saw the photo. The style of the gray plaid shirt looks exactly like our third child's. This car can't really be our third child's, right? I saw someone commenting that the owner of the car is a senior. Who is the senior? Meng Guanghua asked quickly. Senior, Yi Fan. As soon as Yang Zhenghao read out his name, the user comment was quickly blocked due to the school's rules to avoid information leakage that could lead to online violence. Damn it. Third brother, this car really belongs to you. Yang Zhenghao immediately jumped up and rushed towards Mark in surprise. Didn't I just say everything? Calm down. Awesome, third brother. Tell me, why did you suddenly become rich? Yang Zhenghao and Meng Guanghua couldn't help but ask curiously. It's nothing. I just happened to win a lottery ticket at home, so I have some spare money. Yi Fan thought of an excuse at random. He couldn't say it was given by the system, could he? Wow, your family are really European emperors. If they can directly buy you a car for 2,000 million, how much will your family win? Well, I don't know the specific amount. Yi Fan really doesn't know now. After all, who can say for sure how much money he can make from the system in the future? It should be at least 100 billion level, right? What Yi Fan doesn't know at this moment is that he has far underestimated the amount of wealth he will have in the future. Chapter 8 Young Talents. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yang Zhenghao and Meng Guanghua were so envious of Yi Fan that they almost dropped their heads. Good guy, I didn't expect the rich man to be my brother. I just saw someone saying that Song Jiro also got off this car. Third child, you even managed to get the school bell song. That's awesome. Yi Fan's image has become infinitely taller in Yang Zhenghao's heart, and every word he says cannot hide his envy of him. Yi Fan smiled and did not answer. Suddenly, a message from Tao Sile appeared on the phone screen. Yang Zhenghao happened to catch the note. Tao Sile. Is it Tao Sile, the school beauty of our class, who sent you this message? Well, Yi Fan clicked on it and glanced at the content. She asked me to attend some fluorescent night run next week. Oh my god. Third child, you have captured both the two school beauties at once. Now we in the dormitory can finally feel proud. Let's see what qualifications those people in the class have to look down on us all day long. Meng Guanghua said angrily. In the past, because everyone in Yi Fan's dormitory had average conditions, he was often teased and ridiculed by a group of boys from another dormitory in his class, but now that Yi Fan is here, everything will be different. The next morning, Yi Fan slept until he woke up naturally before slowly getting up, for that internship. He slept later than a dog and got up earlier than a chicken every day. Now he finally doesn't have to live such a miserable life. He sent a message to the HR of the internship company explaining the situation and agreed to pick up the things another day when he had time. It is now the first half of the senior year. Apart from the occasional big class that the entire grade takes together, Yi Fan has almost no other professional courses. For the rest of his student life, he planned to enjoy a period of wanton youth. Yi Fan had a simple breakfast and was ready to set off to see his big villa. At this time, a call came into his mobile phone. Hello, Mr. Yi, I am Xiao Shitting, a salesperson at Yinqi Automobile Dealership. Your Koenigsegg Gemera is ready for official license plates. Are you free to come over now? The soft and charming voice reached his ears, and Yi Fan remembered that his sports car still had a temporary license plate. Then you send me the address and I'll go there now. Okay Mr. Yi, the address has been sent to you. We are looking forward to your arrival. In less than 10 minutes, Yi Fan drove his car to the Yinqi dealership. Under the all-glass three-dimensional modern building, Xiao Shitting, wearing a tight-fitting skirt and black stockings, revealing a pair of slender legs, was respectfully placing her hands in front of her body to welcome Yi Fan's arrival. Are you Mr. Yi Fan? Your license plate contract is ready. Please come over here. Yi Fan nodded towards Xiao Shitting and followed her in. The moment Yi Fan got off the Koenigsegg Gemera and entered the car dealership, his youthful and refreshing face quickly attracted the attention of everyone in the car dealership, especially the saleswomen who are serving their customers. What their eyes revealed at this moment was full of desire and curiosity for Yi Fan and envy and jealousy for Xiao Shitting. You know, this Koenigsegg has always been specially displayed at car shows. Although the price is not sky-high, this kind of limited edition sports car has always been impossible to get without some connections, therefore, those who can buy it in full will definitely be in the top 20% of the imperial capital regardless of their worth and qualifications. When I saw the car owner today, I didn't expect him to be so young. He looks like a young and promising young talent. People who work in this industry, when they come into contact with these rich people, have more or less thoughts of getting a rich husband to fly up a branch and become a phoenix. But look at the rich men they serve, none of them have beer bellies, big bags under their eyes, and swollen eyes, compared to Yi Fan, who was sitting there signing the contract at this time, who was easy to talk to and didn't move his hands or feet. He was infinitely better than the greasy middle-aged male customers around them. Why do you think Xiao Shiting's life is so good? Not long after she arrived, she met such a high-quality and rich second-generation rich man. That's right. She just has a charming look. The manager thinks so highly of her. I won't necessarily perform worse than her when I serve the car owner, that the few idle saleswomen chewed their tongues angrily, their eyes unable to help but observe what was happening on Mark's side. After Yi Fan signed the contract and handed it to Xiao Shiting, he took this opportunity to bring up the appearance panel, only 91 points. Yi Fan didn't know much about the scoring mechanism of the system. He just felt that although the facial features of the woman in front of him were not particularly exquisite, her eyebrows were particularly feminine. He is estimated to be about 165 centimeters tall, which is not very tall. With his small frame, he looks a bit pitiful, combining the charming and pure taste. It really has the taste of pure lust mentioned on the internet. It seems that the system is quite strict. The scoring mechanism should be mostly based on hard indicators. As for the more abstract evaluation criteria such as temperament, the proportion should not be high, but Yi Fan doesn't care so much. As long as he passes 90 points, everything will be easy. Mr. Yi, our staff here have installed your license plate for you. I wonder if you are interested in learning about some of the new insurance policies our car dealership has launched. Xiao Shiting asked Yi Fan carefully with crooked eyebrows. Yi Fan's high quality made her cherish such a customer, so she was extra cautious when making some business requests. No introduction is needed, just give me the most expensive set. As soon as Yi Fan said this, the eyes of other saleswomen immediately flew over, and some of their faces were so twisted with jealousy. Xiao Shiting was a little surprised. She originally wanted to persuade her, but Mr. Yi just asked for the most expensive car insurance. And it just so happened that when these words came out of his mouth, there was no trace of the arrogance of a wealthy man, but rather a manly and heroic spirit. Okay, Mr. Yi. I will go through the formalities for you right now. Xiao Shiting was so happy that she quickly sorted out the relevant contract payments. Hello Mr. Yi, the total car insurance is 80 yuan, and after discounts it is 79 yuan. No need for discount, I'll just pay the original price. It's convenient. After taking the discount, the rebate will be reduced, and Yi Fan doesn't want to miss any of the rebate he deserves. He glanced at the contract and paid directly by swiping his card. Ding. Spend 80 yuan, trigger 5 times the rebate, and get 400 million yuan in rebate. At the same time, the sound of the wealth treasure arriving also echoed in the entire car dealership hall. The female salespeople looked at Yi Fan with more and more admiration for his nakedness. How could such a bold and generous young rich second generation not belong to them? They hate it. While Xiao Shiting was handling business, several saleswomen deliberately came over to flirt with Yi Fan and wanted to secretly stuff their business cards. However, Yi Fan didn't even look at them. Yi Fan obviously felt that these women were trying to please him, and he didn't mean to be Lu Xiaohui, but who said their appearance scores would only hover around 86 to 88 points. He has no choice, his energy is limited, so now he can only spend his love and money on beautiful women. Seeing that the effect of the rebate was average, Yi Fan thought that he still had to find an opportunity to take Xiao Shiting out to spend some money on her. Just as he was about to speak, he saw Su Peipei walking into the car dealership holding a bald middle-aged man, talking and laughing. Chapter 9. It turns out to be his car. You are listening at novelfull.audio. When Su Peipei saw Mark Yi also there, her first reaction was stunned, and then she raised her head arrogantly. Before, she was thinking about how to find a chance to get back to Mark, but it happened that she met another rich man. The man she was holding on to was named Wang Ruanfa. The last time Wang Ruanfa appeared next to her, he drove a luxury car worth nearly 10 million. Although it is true that Yifan owns shares in the group, he is so young, so he probably became famous suddenly because his family decentralized power, and although the man she is dating is a bit older, this proves that he must be the one who holds all the money and power in her hands. Su Peipei doesn't know much about the value of Jinjiang Group. Anyway, in her opinion, the uncle she is looking for now must be much richer than Yifan. At least the fact that he has a luxury car gives him more face than following Yifan. What a coincidence, Yifan, you are here too. Are you here to buy a mobility scooter? My new boyfriend just came to drive home his own Rolls-Royce worth 800 million. I wonder how much the car you want to buy costs. Yes, Su Peipei asked pretending to be concerned, but her words were full of show-off. Before Yifan could respond, Su Peipei's eyes lit up and she immediately dragged Wang Ruanfa towards the Koenigsegg Gemera in the middle of the dealership. My dear, this car is so cool. Didn't you say you would buy me a car in the future? Can you buy me this car next time? Su Peipei asked coquettishly while shaking Wang Ruanfa's hand. Wang Ruanfa looked embarrassed, and his movements were inexplicably awkward, but in the face of Su Peipei's coquettishness, he could only repeat. Next time for sure. Next time for sure. Su Peipei was satisfied with the promise, and was about to make trouble for Yifan again, when she saw Qiao Shitting moving to Koenigsegg, leaning towards Yifan, and said in a loud voice. Mr. Yi, your Koenigsegg Gemera has been debugged and you can drive it away at any time. Su Peipei was stunned. This cool sports car actually belonged to Yifan. She couldn't help but made some sour words. Look carefully now, this is what this car looks like. Besides, this car should be much cheaper than our Rolls-Royce Phantom Special Edition, right? Su Peipei asked Qiao Shitting deliberately. Miss, you must have misunderstood. Mr. Ye's Koenigsegg Gemera is twice the price of your Rolls-Royce and several million more. The prices of the two cars are not at the same level, so it would be better not to put them together. Qiao Shitting replied in a professional sales manner. Su Peipei was choked suddenly and her whole face turned black. Humph, you spent so much money on a mobility scooter. He's just a prodigal from a nouveau riche. Unlike a truly powerful boss like me, Brother Wang, the more successful you are, the more you know how to save. Facing Su Peipei's admiration and compliments, Wang Ruanfa just smiled and said, My dear, I'll drive the car out now, and then we'll go on a dinner date. Don't waste time. Okay, Brother Wang, then I'll wait for you here. Su Peipei glanced at Yifan proudly, blew a kiss to Wang Ruanfa who was quickly driving, then crossed her legs and waited. Yifan almost laughed after watching Su Peipei's one-man show just now, but what surprised him even more was this mentally retarded girl really so capable? So lucky. Suddenly, she successfully found the enemy who spent money on her. A Rolls-Royce Phantom slowly drove out of the garage, and Wang Ruanfa drove it with ease. It is indeed a good car, but is it too big for a normal car that I drive? Seeing Yifan's eyes sizing up the car, Su Peipei shook her hair proudly, twisted her body and got into the passenger seat. At this time, Wu Jun walked into the car dealership and saw his boss at a glance. Mr. Yi. What a coincidence that you are here too. I just came out of our group, and I didn't expect to meet you here. Mr. Ye's words immediately attracted the attention of everyone in the room. Hey! That person looks so familiar. Why do you seem to have seen him somewhere? I remembered. I saw this person's interview in a financial magazine. He seems to be Wu Jun, the general manager of Jinjiang Group. Several female salespeople who usually paid close attention to the elite group were the first to speak out in surprise. Then he just called Mr. Yi, and also talked about our group. Could it be? The saleswomen covered their mouths in surprise at the inferred information. At such a young age, he is already the head of Jinjiang Group. Qiao Shitting was also completely shocked by what was revealed at the scene. Mr. Yi, who is still in college, has already achieved this level of success. Yifan nodded to Wu Jun and said hello. Wu Jun was about to talk again when he suddenly glanced and saw a familiar car. Huh? What are you doing here, Lao Wang? Didn't I tell you that you don't need to drive today? Yi Fan followed his gaze and saw that it was the Rolls-Royce driven by Wang Ruanfa. So that's it, it seems like someone is occupying the magpie's nest. Yi Fan found it funny and couldn't help but ask Wu Jun, Manager Wu, is this Rolls-Royce your car? Who is the Lao Wang you mentioned in the car? Mr. Yi, strictly speaking, this Rolls-Royce Phantom is actually your car, because it is the commercial vehicle commonly used within the group when discussing business with our senior executives. The man in the driver's seat is Lao Wang, the driver who usually drives this car. As soon as these words came out, everyone's expressions were wonderful. Yi Fan also didn't expect that the thing Su Peipei used to show off in front of him was actually his own. He couldn't help but find it even funnier. It turns out that this Rolls-Royce is owned by Mr. Yi Group. That's right. You were so arrogant just now, but you ended up using someone else's stuff. It's so funny. He is a low-key boss, but he is a driver, that the saleswomen were most happy to see this kind of car rollover scene. At this time, they all began to ridicule, and they were all fired up. Everyone's cynicism reached Su Peipei's ears through the car window frame. At this moment, she was so broken that she looked completely in disbelief. She directly pulled Wang Ruanfa, who was trembling and holding the steering wheel. You're just a driver. Wang Ruanfa. How dare you do this to me? Wang Ruanfa didn't have the mood to care about her at this time. He pushed Su Peipei away, who was pulling him, got out of the car first, then came to the passenger door and pulled Su Peipei to get out of the car. Why is this old Wang acting so weird today? And why is he bringing a woman in the car with him? Wu Jun watched this drama, which made Monk Zhong'er completely confused. Xiao Shiding raised her eyes and immediately came to Wu Jun's side to explain. Chapter 10 Smart Woman. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Mr. Wu, the female companion of Mr. Wang, just now said that what they came to pick up was Mr. Wang's own car, and there might be some misunderstanding. They even had a little conflict with Mr. Yi. Xiao Shiding didn't say enough, but it was enough for Wu Jun to understand that one of his men had offended Yi Fan. Wu Jun was immediately furious, pointed at Wang Ruanfa and cursed. Old Wang, does the company pay you to do such sneaky things? How dare you bring any shabby woman into the company car? And you actually bumped into our Mr. Yi. Why don't you come here and apologize? Wu Jun's words were not very hurtful, but they were extremely insulting. Su Peipei felt that she was extremely wronged and wanted Wang Ruanfa to give her an explanation. Wang Ruanfa kicked Su Peipei's hand away from him with a flying kick, and came to Yi Fan with snot and tears to apologize and ask for forgiveness. Mr. Yi. I am too young to see the truth. I was also bewitched by this woman, so I used the company car to show off. Please forgive me. I promise I won't do it again in the future. There was no emotion in Yi Fan's heart, although Wang Ruanfa regretted it so much that he was heartbroken, but doing something wrong means doing something wrong, and when it comes to senior staff in service companies, duty and loyalty are particularly important qualities. Today, Wang Yunfa can use the company's luxury cars out of vanity, but in the future, he may be able to spy on and betray the company's secrets because of heavy bribes from rival companies. Such people cannot be retained. Wu Jun naturally understands this truth. After you apologize, go back to the company and go through the resignation procedures. We at Jinjiang Group don't need people like you. Hurry up. Otherwise, don't blame me for holding you accountable for using company property for other reasons. After all was said and done, Wang Ruanfa bowed a few times and ran away immediately, without even looking at Su Peipei. Su Peipei was completely confused at this moment. In just a short while, her dream of being a rich wife was shattered to pieces. She collapsed on the ground and looked up at Mark's tall figure. The unwillingness in his heart surged out like a violent storm. Yi Fan, we shouldn't be like this. I did something wrong in the past, but this time I really regretted it. Can we still be together as well as before? Su Peipei rushed towards Mark regardless. The female saleswomen who were watching covered their mouths and noses in disgust and began to discuss. Isn't this woman out of her mind and crazy? For a brainless gold digger like her, how could Mr. Yi like her? That's right, why is it like before? I guess she must have been rejected by Mr. Yi before, but she still keeps thinking about Mr. Yi. No wonder she deliberately found trouble with Mr. Yi just now. Looking at Su Peipei going crazy, Xiao Shitting frowned and stopped her. Miss, please don't disturb my customers again. You have been making trouble in the car dealership for long enough. Please take care of yourself, otherwise I will ask the security guard to come and ask you out. Who do you think you are? Do you have the right to interrupt when I'm talking to Mark? Su Peipei didn't care at all and simply gave up. The incident of being deceived by Wang Ruanfa just now made her realize that only Yi Fan in front of her was a real good man. No matter what, she couldn't give up the opportunity to return to him easily this time. Sure enough, a real good man like Mr. Yi is so charming. He can actually make this crazy woman go crazy to this extent. Don't tell me, if I could be as shameless as she is who only wants money, I would also want to pounce on Mr. Yi. That the saleswomen were still watching the fun with their hands on their hips. Anyway, the big trouble now belongs to Xiao Shitting, and they just like to hear about it. Miss. If you insist on doing this, then don't blame me for taking special measures. Upon seeing this, Xiao Shitting immediately picked up the walkie-talkie and wanted to call the security guard over. Su Peipei saw that Xiao Shitting was keeping her away from Yi Fan, so she simply turned her gun and scolded Xiao Shitting. I know. Only with a vixen like you around, Mark will ignore me. I must teach you a lesson today for such seductive fools like you. Su Peipei said as she took off her high heels to throw Xiao Shitting. Yi Fan originally wanted to help Xiao Shitting out, but he saw the other party giving him a look of it's okay, don't worry. This woman is interesting. On the other side, Xiao Shitting deliberately moved near the Rolls-Royce while contacting the security guard. Su Peipei threw the shoe out with all her strength, while Xiao Shitting immediately dodged to avoid the flying heavy object. Oh, the Rolls-Royce Phantom, which was parked in place, was suddenly hit with a big dent. The noisy scene suddenly fell silent, leaving only the sound of everyone gasping for air. When Xiao Shitting saw this, she immediately came to Wu Jun. Mr. Wu, your group's car has been damaged like this. The compensation amount must be more than 5, right? Wu Jun understood this, and acted anxiously as he hurried forward to check. With such severe damage, it is absolutely impossible for our company to drive such a car out to meet customers. The maintenance fee plus part of our lost work costs will cost at least 200,000 yuan. When Su Peipei heard this, her face turned pale with fright. The money she usually earns is spent on eating, drinking, and having fun, so how can she still have half a penny left for compensation? I didn't mean it. Yi Fan, please help me. Since it is your company's car, you must have a way to help me settle it. Yi Fan smiled. Help you? I'm too busy. After speaking, Yi Fan took a step back to make room for the security guard who was called. Several security guards stepped forward and controlled Su Peipei firmly. A sensible person will naturally help the leader to share his worries. Wu Jun checked the damage of the Rolls-Royce with the maintenance staff of the car dealership. Regardless of whether it was serious or not, he was going to stick to this Su Peipei anyway. Reconciliation is impossible. This woman must be taught a lesson. I'll call the police now, and you'll have to wait to pay the money and go to jail. After Wu Jun finished speaking, he immediately called the police to report the crime. Su Peipei cried hoarsely because of fear, and several security guards carried her away from the scene. Malicious damage to other people's property was enough to get her detained for a while. The school will probably take corresponding sanctions. She will never have the guts to harass her again. Seeing such a result, Yi Fan felt very beautiful. All these achievements are inseparable from the clever woman Xiao Shitting. Did you stand there on purpose just now? Yi Fan asked. Mr. Yi is the most distinguished customer of our car dealership. It's just my job to help you with your worries, Xiao Shitting said obediently. Yi Fan's admiration for Xiao Shitting became more and more intense. A campus goddess who is simple and ignorant of the world is good, and a smart woman who knows how to measure is also good. If Yi Fan hadn't had an internship earlier, he would have seen the world outside the ivory tower. Otherwise, he would really be worried that he wouldn't be able to survive such a woman. The farce is over, and Yi Fan has to start making money. Miss Chiao has been busy just now. I just want to buy some new clothes. I wonder if you have time to help me with my advice.